One of the things that bothers me most about our modern society is how much of what we do, buy, and say, and think, and prioritize is driven by actors. These are people who are paid to pretend to be someone that they are not. In essence, they are paid liars. And yet, because of their notoriety and the fact that they are famous, people will line up in droves in order to do what they say and buy the things that they hawk. But these people aren't shelling out money like you are. If they appeared in an advertisement, they were paid to be there. None of you will be paid by any of the brands that are sold in the advertisements to go and buy their products. Remember that all chemical dealers, the first one is free to get you hooked because they want your money. These actors aren't doing it necessarily because they believe in it. They're doing it because they believe in money. So anytime we follow the lead of an actor, we run a great risk. This is historically illustrated, I think, best by the Battle of Gettysburg. As Longstreet is talking to Lee about the information that he has about the Union Army's movements and encampments, he tells Lee that he got this information from a man named Harrison. And Lee recognizes Harrison as a Shakespearean player and says, "You want me to move this entire army on the word of an actor?" Now, I'm not sure exactly what decisions were made that were based on Harrison's information. The point is that Harrison was the spy who was tracking the Union Army. And whether Lee listened to him or not, and probably did listen to him a little bit, not maybe in time, he ended up at Gettysburg, and we all know how that battle turned out for the Confederate Army. Now, this, of course, is not because the spy was a problem. It's because the spy didn't know all the details. The spy didn't know about the dedication of certain officers, namely as General Buford and Reynolds, who moved their armies into the town, or the actual disposition of some of Lee's division and corps commanders who decided not to move their men in when they had numerical superiority. Ewell and Trimble and a few others opted to hold their men at bay rather than engage the Union Army. And an actor can't tell what people will actually do or why they will do it. All he can do is give an opinion. And that's the problem with any endorsement, with any kind of person who's not a subject matter expert in the field. All they're doing is giving an endorsement. It might be an informed opinion, but it is still an opinion. And even the experts are sometimes wrong. And because this actor was unable to determine those things for himself, the Battle of Gettysburg ended as a disaster for the Confederate Army and basically put an end to the opportunity for the Confederacy to actually maintain and obtain its independence. Ultimately, this battle would cost them so much that the Confederate Army never again took the initiative. So it could be said, could be argued, that the Confederacy fell apart because it relied too much on actors. So what we're going to look at now is a misanthropic attempt to use actors to push an agenda, because that's what usually happens. They will use actors and their notoriety and fame in order to convince you that you should move your army or your forces into certain places that may not be to your advantage or benefit. So Tide Detergent has this sort of clever and mercifully brief advertisement that isn't all that clever because of the bottom line here when they get to the meat of the matter. So we're going to watch this here for a second because it's only 30 seconds long, and then we're going to talk about the absolute lack of content in this advertisement.
Iced tea, stone cold, calling on everyone to turn to cold washing with Tide.
Hello, my name is Ice T. About cold water washing.
All right, first of all, let's talk about cold water washing. Personally, cold water washing is, generally speaking, fine. The only thing you really need to use hot water for is for heavy stains when you're cleaning your whites. So can you use cold water all the time? Yeah, you don't need to use Tide to use cold water washing and have it work for you. Unless, of course, you're one of those people that wants your clothing to smell like dandelions and lavender, which, of course, is not what laundry normally actually honestly smells like.
Hi, my name is Steve. Did you know washing in cold can save you $100 a year on your energy bill?
Okay, if you are wowed by the ability to save $100 a year on your energy bill, then you're probably not the kind of a person who can afford to buy Tide. $100 a year on your energy bill is $8 a month. And if you switch from Tide to a cheaper brand, you can save $8 a month. And then you can wash in whatever temperature water you want.
Wouldn't you turn to cold? It helps the environment.
What? Because Stone Cold said so.
It helps the environment because Stone Cold says so. Who are these people? How do they know? Are they experts in detergent? They're actors. And they're definitely not scientists. They don't know jack squat about the environment.
Plus, Tide cleans great in cold.
This was a cold call. Iced tea, Stone.
All right, so there are lots of detergents that clean well in cold water. $100, switch to a more expensive detergent to save $100 on your energy bill. This sounds like a wealth transfer from the power company to the detergent company. There are so many better ways that you can save money, and there are so many other detergents that will achieve exactly the same effects. The fact that Tide spent money on these two people, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Ice-T, who were sort of unremarkable 80s actors. I mean, Ice-T's been kept alive for 25 years by Law and Order. But when was the last time you heard about Stone Cold Steve Austin unless you watch wrestling? All of this stuff is canned, campy, and staged. And people who are wowed by these two people just don't know who they're trying to sell detergent to. The people who are watching these two people are probably not using Tide. And will you really save any money by switching to Tide? I have to say, follow the money, man. And what motivated them to pay these men money to hawk their product? These two guys must really be hurting for money in order to be swayed into this particular advertising campaign. Of course, you can buy whatever you like, and you can work for whatever advertisements you like. I'm sure all work right now is hard to get for actors because no one's watching them. Live your life the way you want. Decide if cold water matters to you or if what detergent matters to you. And don't let actors who are paid to lie for a living tell you how to live your life.